At dawn of this October day in 1946, a muggy fog lay heavy upon the streets of Washington. Since the night was warm, the fog penetrated into bedrooms through open windows and added its moisture to the night sweat of humid bodies. Despite the heat, with easy conscience or bad, most citizens were asleep. The inmates of the district jail were also asleep. However, since they were the errant children of their society, their sleep was guarded by a group of trained custodians, by tier guards in each cell block and armed guards in high turrets on the outer walls, and a night watch in the central control room. In a narrow sense, the inmates of this particular jail slept better than some of the city's free citizens, who lay 3 in a bed, 5 and 7 in one room of a rotting slum kennel. The central jail of this capital city was modern in design, sanitary, and efficiently administered. Day in and day out, it sheltered, fed, and supervised 1,100 inmates in various stages of the judicial process. Some of these were newly arrested men not yet brought to trial, innocent perhaps, yet confined because they had no funds to pay for bail. Others had been tried and convicted and were being held for transfer to a penitentiary. Still others, who were doing the work of the jail, in tailor shop and laundry, in kitchen, hospital, office, and warehouse, were in residence for the duration of their sentences, which ran from 1 year to life. And since this jail had been scientifically designed and was scientifically operated, no one escaped from it, and few even contemplated escape. For each inmate lived, ate, slept, and waited within a series of confinements, within an immense building of stone and steel that was his assigned cell block, within a smaller rectangle of stone and steel that was his assigned wing, within a steel and concrete cell that was his assigned burrow. And from this confinement within confinement, no man by his own will walked free. Inmate 84421, hotel cook and fancy baker, groaned, moved restlessly in his bunk, and awakened. His sleep had been broken by a dream that left him with sweaty hands and a pounding heart. He lay still for a few moments, hoping to sleep again, but then sighed and opened his eyes. As he saw the steel bars at the front of his cell, he automatically thought to himself, with wretchedness and indignation, "But it was an accident. It was self-defense. Why couldn't they understand?" This was not a new thought for Floyd Varney, and he scarcely was aware that it had passed through his mind. On many another morning during the 6 months of his imprisonment, the first sight of his cell bars had evoked the same cry. Actually, it expressed something more than protest, his anguished yearning for time to be reversed, his tormented wish that by some magic he could relive the moment in which he had killed a man. But now, as on other mornings, the dull gleam of the steel bars reminded him that time and death never could be reversed, and that a jury had held him guilty of second-degree murder. At this hour, shortly before 5 a.m., the cell block was very quiet, seemingly devoid of life. Even though men snored and one coughed in his sleep and another turned over with a sigh, all sounds were instantly absorbed by the cottony hush in the cavernous building, enfolded and lost. Varney felt hopelessly alone, abandoned by an alien universe, and it was this emotion that his dream had expressed. In the dream, Varney had been lying naked on the hard earth of a vast plain with his arms and legs fastened to iron stakes. A great bird, repellent and vulture-like, with the knowing eyes of a rapacious old man, had been hovering over him. Varney knew that the bird was about to tear at his body with its beak and talons, and that it would feast upon his living flesh with the horrible cruelty of the indifferent. Yet he was powerless to defend himself. He awakened as the bird swooped down. The dream had been appropriate. This new day at hand would be of no great moment to most people, but it was sentence day for Floyd Varney.